Hello, and welcome back to Let's Play Yooka-Laylee. I'm MCFPapa, and this is part number 4. And last part we did the lovely Cardos karting game from Rextro. And now we got some quills to collect around. Oh, dang it. I actually am running a bit low on health, so wish I hadn't missed that one. Alright. Once again though, like, I don't know, maybe you're meant to actually climb along these to get the thing, the quills, or maybe you're just meant to wait and use the flight move then later on. I don't know. Because if you were meant to use the flight move, I think there would have been one over here on that platform, but there isn't. So, who knows? Yeah, I mean, some of the quills aren't exactly in a guidance, like, position to guide you on where to go, but they still are, the vast majority of them, fairly easy to find. Or at least you'll see them on your way as you're exploring other stuff. There's only a handful you would ever really need to go out of your way to find, but that was another huge criticism, even though, like, there are still plenty that are placed in a way that guide the player, like, oh, these guide you that there's a way up there to the hungry guy. Not hard to figure out. You know, wow, I followed this path, and oh look, there's a guy here to collect. And he's pointing at his mouth and making burping noises. Maybe he needs to be fed. The one thing though, that's kinda weird, is that when you have a projectile you've eaten, you can't do melee attacks. Like, you can't do your usual spin attack, just shoot the projectiles. Kinda weird. And that's all for the Ghost Riders, because we can't get the last Ghost Rider, because it requires the expanded world. Anyway, there's this guy down here I didn't talk to before that I could have, but he is nom nom. Good day to you, young warriors. I bet you've got a weight-related name. Go on then, what is it? I'm Nom Nom. They call one Sir Scoffs-a-Lot, and I'm a proud Knight of Hamalot. I knew it. Carry on, then. Tell us about your brave quest for treasure. Nom nom indeed. One's fellow knights and I are engaged in a daring hunt for the Great Rampo's sacred treasure place. Nom nom. For security reasons, we split our search into 4 separate locations. Nom nom. However, one is currently feeling a little too burdened to locate them. Might thou assist in locating my fellow knights? Sure. Don't worry, Scoffs-a-Lot. We'll help find your knights. Nom nom. Excellent. My first knight isn't far. Allow one to bestow a clue. My feet are wet, but do not fret. I won't drown by this corplet town. Got it. If we forget, we'll come back and ask you again. Yeah. I just wanted to hold off on doing this quest till I had like explored the whole place so I could do it back to back and that sort of thing, and didn't like split it up into multiple sections. Alright, move along. Nothing to see here. I'm not doing that accent. I'm sorry. That's all you're getting. Sir Scossalot sent us to find you. Something about finding treasure. Loot-a-lot swag is none of your business. Hands off. I'll give yous a clue to where me partner is, but that's it. Not more riddles. Can't you just show us where he is? Course not. That'd be far too easy. Here's the clue. His bow he takes to war. Around the island with a high score. Oh, by the way, there are a few of these flowers around. If you try to talk to them, sorry, I've got no business with you, lizard. Because they're just so racist, they don't want to speak to anyone but their own flower kind. But if you transform and then talk to them as a flower, they have things to say, but it's nothing really important or useful information from what I remember. So I'm not gonna bother taking the slow flower clear over to them. Weird. Got stuck on the rim there. Anyway, here he is. Hello there, are you one of the Knights of Hamalot? Me? No, absolutely not. I'm just an bird watcher. Boring old bird watcher. Well, one of the characters on this island is a knight, and it's not the dinosaur. Alright, you've rumbled me. I'm Sir Shoots-a-Lot, Knight of Hamalot. It's the full set of armor that gave it away. Give us your clue, then. Oh yes, the treasure. Near the world's ramp pro, explore the tomb underneath. Don't you mean below? That would rhyme like the others. Bah, I knew I'd forgotten something important. Ask me again if you forget, and I'll try harder. Yeah. So, I mean, technically we haven't been to underneath there. And you can't even really see where the Ramp Pro is right now, because he hasn't even spawned in, because it's not the expanded world. I will say, though, I do really like the design of Sir Shoots-a-Lot. He's probably my favorite. I love his cute little plunger arrows. But, like, one thing I remember hearing about the way they design characters in this game is they designed every single character in a way that they could, if they wanted, have their own standalone game. Which is kind of a weird design approach. And there's never been any other game with any of the characters, just Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair, which starred Yooka and Laylee again. So I don't know, maybe they abandoned that mindset. It's mine, it's all mine, it's steak and lobster for Lady Leap-a-Lot tonight. Hello there, we've been guided here by your fellow Knights of Hamalot. We're here to collect our treasure, so hand it over. Treasure? What? This? It's, fake, all of it. Totally wooden. Sir Scossalot was pretty certain we could find a pagey here. Oh, that old thing? The paper with the silly grin? Fill your boots, peasants. It means nothing to me. How generous of her. And there's also a few quills. Whoa, you guys are doing great. We'll have the one book returned and filled in no time. And now, remember, you can choose to expand worlds by returning to the Grand Tome entrance. Yeah, you can, but I don't want to right now. But if you listen, you can hear like a bunch of enemies moving around. So I'm not sure what like other area this is linked to, but it must be linked to something, and like just out of bounds is another room with its own set of enemies and that in, because this is all there is to do in this room. Just kind of weird. So about this fake treasure, keep it to yourselves. Especially don't mention it to that armored brute with the shovel. I wonder who they're referring to. Well, that's another thing, because Shovel Knight is in this game, but you can't actually access him until the expanded world. So there causes some like inconsistency here between the stuff. Just cause like I've not expanded the world, but like that's another thing, like another point against the world expansion mechanic. But anyway, so I believe I have everything done here that I can get done right now. Because I got all that area. Oh wait, no. There's this thing, yeah. Yeah. And now again, these aren't really guiding you anywhere with those quills, but they are still easy enough to find. And meanwhile, these quills are guiding you. Oh, and now the rings. Oh, that's another thing people complained so much about was, oh, too many objectives are using the rings. And yeah, I mean, the act of going through rings is used fairly frequently, but it's far from like, oh, Superman 64, oh, haha. Get it? It's like Superman 64, there's so many rings. Like, there's some, but they aren't overused nearly as much as people make out. And, like, each of the ring sort of objectives still requires, like, different moves and that. Like, this one's all about going on ramps, but there are others that, like, have you flying or hovering through rings or racing on the ground through rings. So, like, there is still a good amount of variety. Anyway, now I think for real, that's it for this world. For now. We will be back, because we only have 11 of the 25 pages, but I don't think we can get any more of them now. Can't get the red Ghost Rider, can't get the butterfly, can't get the energy power up. So, yeah. And there's even characters here that we haven't seen yet. There's Shovel Knight even. I guess it's just randomized based on what characters are in the world. So, let's go back. making good progress on the game, but there's still quite a lot more to do. Alright. You're back and alive. It seems that snake chap lost his bet. Yeah, hold on, what bet? Those grand tomes can be dangerous places, but it's good you're back. I have something important to share. The grand tomes like this one here can be expanded using the power of the pages you have found. Choosing to expand will make the book worlds bigger and full of extra challenges to discover. That sounds cool. How does it work? Once you've found enough of us pages, it's up to you if you want to use them to expand a grand tome you've already opened, or search Ivory Towers for a brand new one to unlock with us. Expand or explore? Yes, the choice is yours. And you can do this in any order, so long as you have collected enough pages on your adventure. How exactly do we use our pages to expand a grand tome, Pagey? Easy, just step on the switch in front of the grand tome and press X. I'll tell you how many pages are required and expand the tome. To find other grand tomes, look out for the helpful signposts us pages have placed around Ivory Towers. Got it. I guess we'll carry on our adventure now and decide whether to expand or explore. Yeah. Now, one thing though that this game does do that's objectively worse than the Banjo games is in Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie, when you were near a world entrance, the hub music would transform to be like a hybrid between the standard hub music and the actual worlds-like music. But in this game, there's not that, which is a real shame, because that was such a cool feature. Oh well. And now that we've entered and exited a world, there's enemies here in this area where there weren't before. Hey out there, did you know you can press L to enter aiming mode and look around? That will surely come in handy. Indeed it will. Thanks for the tip, Pagey. We'll give L a try. Alright. Gee, I wonder what the order is here for the fire statues. How about that? In just one berry, I got them all. That usually takes me 2 or so. And now, though, there's the Vendy here in the hub world, and also another Pagey which just wasn't here before, now is here in the hub world. I guess when you're here the first time, they didn't want you to get distracted, and that's why it takes a bit for them to spawn in. But it's just kinda weird. Because it's not like it's a hard Pagey to get or anything. Just put the fire out. There we go. Did you know your stupidity has increased 80% world on world? I love stats. Yeah, that's another thing, just like how Banjo-Kazooie had Gruntilda saying a bunch of stuff. Capital B will say a bunch of stuff as you go from world to world. Well, as you go around the hub world, I should say. But I do like the architecture here, how like even the shipping containers are hexagonal and the platforms and the doors. Really cool. And now here, now there's a crack on the capital B's nose, but it isn't very obvious that you can actually do that. So selfish, you have no idea how long I had to pose for that. And you even get a trophy for it. I guess your trophy's the big hint for it. I'm not sure what the trophy description is, and I don't want to check it this minute. Hold on, the company chair inspector is here. Yes, my posture is fine. No, I've not adjusted the optimum angle. But anyway, like, it's not very clear, but you can ground pound it, and there's that energy extender here. Hey up, you just found one of us power extenders. We'll make your power bar bigger, we will. Nice, you unlocked a new tonic, okay. Well, I will see and pay her a visit later. There's more to do back here at Shipwreck Creek. Anyway, now this is how you're supposed to, like, go up the ramp as a shortcut to get back and then get over there to get the power, the health extender, but you don't need to. Anyway, now we can go up this ramp now that we have the upgrade. And now there's a pagey up here, where there wasn't before. And we can get a good view of the whole area, including the underwear flying on the mast up there. Anyway, now that we have the ground pound move, we can ground pound Blasto and get a pagey out of it. Bleh! I can breathe, thank you. I knew it was that yellow newspaper. Grab that and pop it into recycling, would you? Sure. Thanks again for clearing my throat. You should probably stay away from Dirty Dave's dubious donners. But they're so good. Alright, what the heck's a donner? That's something I'm too American to get. All I know about Donners is the Donner Party tragedy that happened. That's all I know. I do like, though, that they kept in the same sort of joke about, like how in Banjo-Kazooie, Grunny's lair was right next to Banjo's home. Well, here, Yooka-Laylee live right next door to Ivory Towers. That's just a funny little gag. Oh yeah, something weird is that when you're going through doors, you can actually do the emotes some too, while you're just standing there in the blackness waiting. I don't know if you could hear that then, but I did do it there. I'll try again later. Anyway, now I wonder where World 2 is. Could it be behind the only door that is accessible here? Really? Wow, who'd have thunk? Anyway, here's a pro gamer tip for you. You want to view your totals you got right now, which is 16 and 129 for me. Because in here, oh, first cutscene. Quick, Quack, the call is coming through. Greetings, sirs. I wasn't expecting your call. Allow me to update you on our progress. First, I can confirm that a small portion of our workforce has been unfairly terminated. But please consider the upturn in all the wages we've saved. I promise, there's no reason to be concerned, Mr. Chairman of the Board. I obtained the one book on schedule, and its escaped pages will soon be in our grasp. I assure you, gentlemen, the freakish duo have no idea what we're really up to. Once the book is full of pages, we'll be able to control them and the entire world. Last, this deal gets worse by the quarter minute. I'm not looking forward to them turning up in future games. Dr. Quack, it's time to radicalize our outlook. We need to slow down the intruder's progress. Any ideas? Well, sir, I do have these really nasty quiz questions. An evil quiz? Perfect. That's why you get paid slightly above minimum wage, Quack. Get to it. Because in here, we are now at the quiz. Welcome, welcome. I'm your host, Dr. Quack. Look, Laylee, this must be Capital B's Big Hench Manager. If big was the requirement, this guy doesn't seem to fit the bill. I reckon he'd let us past if we lobbed him a few breadcrumbs. Silence! I see you've been trespassing illegally inside one of my scientific book worlds, and now you'll pay the penalty with the terrifying Quackfire Quiz. The what? You'll need to provide 10 correct answers in order to survive my awful question, Assault. Answer a question correctly and I'll allow you to progress forward. But get one wrong and you'll lose a life. Lose all 3 lives and it's back to the start. Wahaha. They clearly blew the budget on the proper boss battles. Now step forward and prepare for a trivia trouncing. Quills, legal property of Ivory Towers. How many do you have in total? And that's why I told you to check the stats beforehand. Flaming Fowl, these are clearly too easy. Double curses, a super quick correct answer. That's a 2-pointer. Yeah, I really like the quiz. I'd say it's better than both the better than Banjo-Kazooie's, but maybe not as good as Banjo-Tooie's. I'm split on that. But people overblow the quiz so much. It's not that hard, any of the 3 of them. Ivory Towers Hub, how many pages have you illegally stolen from it? Okay. I'd say 5. There. Oomph, I hope you're not looking at your cell phone. See, that was just a guess, but I didn't think I had gotten that many, so... yeah, pretty simple. The picture, where was it taken? The Duke's Temple. Blast! You definitely read that answer reflected on my glass. Like, again, especially this quiz. The first quiz is really easy, but the second and third ones aren't that much harder either, so I don't get the complaints of the quiz. And besides, it's not a Banjo-Kazooie-esque game without a quiz segment in it. Is it? Can you really call it a proper Banjo successor without the quiz? I don't think so. The picture, where was it taken? That's very clearly Rextro's arcade. So tough. Blast, you definitely read that answer. Oh, he said that already. Yeah, that's the thing. Dr. Quack doesn't have that much dialogue. Responses, really. The Hungry Hog in Tribalstack Tropics. What is his name? Oop, I accidentally hit the crying there. Eek, that was the toughest question. Blast, the presentation slides for this quiz clearly pitched it as impossible. That defeat's definitely going to come up in my next performance review. No matter, I'll make sure the next quiz is so tough that even a player's guide won't help you. Until next time, dimwits, wahaha. Yeah. The quiz complaints I really don't agree with at all. It's not bad at all. Especially, even if you're just casually going through the game. Like, you get 3 lives, so it's not going to be that tough. There is some leeway if you get stuff wrong. And you can always just restart and try again. It's not like you really lose much progress from the quiz. And it's not that big of a time commitment either, unlike Banjo-Kazooie's absurdly long and giant quiz. Oh well. Rant over. That'll do it for this part. Like and subscribe if you want. I'll see you next time as we explore this section of Ivory Towers and go on to World 2. I wonder where World 2 is. Can you guess what path we have to take? Goodbye.